with Big Mo. Oh, man.
Christopher, you ready?
Are you going to keep boxing? Yeah. You really love this shit, huh?
The moment everything fell apart for Jake Paul, it happened in an instant when Anthony Joshua delivered the kind of crushing blow that destroys years of built-up hype with surgical precision. Logan Paul was watching from ringside as his brother got absolutely demolished, and the rage didn't just bubble up slowly. It erupted like a volcano right there for everyone to see. What came after that knockout was somehow even more devastating than the punch itself. This wasn't your typical fight loss that you bounce back from. This was a complete public meltdown, a family crisis playing out under stadium lights with nowhere to run or hide. Every camera in the building captured the breakdown frame by frame, and the Paul brothers brand was getting exposed in the most brutal way possible.
Incredible!
Jake Paul being measured up by Joshua for that right hand. Gets clipped again.
Everyone got sold this narrative about a dangerous fight that would reshape boxing history forever. Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua was being marketed as this insane risk that could prove Jake belonged with real champions and rewrite everything we thought we knew about crossover fights. But once the opening bell actually sounded and fists started flying, the gamble narrative disappeared fast and turned into something way more painful to watch, a reality check so harsh that Jake's entire team looked shell-shocked. Nobody saw coming just how completely this would destroy not just Jake in the ring, but Logan's composure outside it too. This went beyond a simple knockout loss that fighters recover from. This became a total collapse of hype, reputation, and family pride, all happening at once, while millions of viewers around the globe watched and waited to pounce the second things went sideways.
I just pissed him off. Then he broke my brother's jaw. Fuck this guy. Broke his jaw, huh? Yeah, oh, he split his jaw.
Most people missed where this disaster actually began, and it wasn't when those fighters stepped through the ropes. The real problem started weeks before the fight, when Logan was running his mouth like the result was already locked in and they were just going through the motions before celebrating. Whether he was appearing at boxing events or flooding social media with content, Logan kept hammering the same talking points relentlessly. Anthony Joshua was washed up, overrated, and ready to get embarrassed by Jake. Logan actually claimed Joshua was losing rounds before they even fought, which is completely insane when you step back and think about it. Terms like legacy destroyer kept getting thrown around like they were making threats instead of predictions. Logan wasn't just being a supportive brother cheering from the corner anymore. He was betting his own reputation, his brand, everything he built on Jake's ability to back up all that trash talk. This stopped being family support and became pure ego warfare with everything on the line.
Yeah, it was largely because he was mostly running away from AJ rather than standing toe-to-toe with him to fight. It's the difference between fighting a Bengal tiger and running away from a Bengal tiger.
The promotion machine surrounding the Paul brothers kicked into maximum overdrive, leading up to fight night. Millions and millions of people consumed every piece of content they put out. From press conferences, to training videos, to behind-the-scenes footage, boxing experts and veteran commentators kept trying to inject reality into the conversation by repeating the same crucial point. There's a universe of difference between influencer boxing against other content creators or retired athletes and stepping in with an active professional heavyweight who's been trading punches with elite world champions for years. That warning from experienced voices got completely buried under the avalanche of hype and confidence though. Logan doubled down on his predictions. Jake believed his own press more and more, and the entire Paul empire just got louder and more convinced of victory, right up until the second reality came smashing through everything they'd built.
Since he quickly realized fighting AJ was not going to work for him, he naturally began incorporating even more flight, running away, and freezing, falling to the ground at any chance he had, just to survive the rounds.
I mean, all it's doing is buying Jake Paul more time. I don't like it at all.
Do you remember what Mike Tyson famously said? Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Anthony Joshua's gigantic. So big. He's so big. He's so much bigger. So, of course, like, his punch that he knocks Tyron Woodley out cold with, Joshua just eats it.
Yeah.
Because he's a giant.
Once that opening bell rang and the fight began for real, the skill gap became impossible to ignore or explain away. Joshua didn't come out swinging wildly, trying to make an early statement. He stayed calm and composed like the veteran champion he is. Jake looked tight, nervous, and completely out of his element from the very first exchange. By the time the later rounds arrived, strategy and confidence were out the window, and Jake was just trying to survive until the final bell. Joshua put Jake on the canvas twice during round 5. And these weren't little stumbles or lucky shots. These were crushing knockdowns that steel your legs and your will to continue. Then he did it again in round 6, dropping Jake 2 more times for 4 total knockdowns across just 2 brutal rounds. At 1 minute and 31 seconds of the 6th round, it was finished. Knockout, no debate, no excuses. Just complete silence where all that loud hype used to live. The numbers that came out later made it even worse than it looked live. Jake connected on only 16 punches out of 56 attempts during the entire fight. Think about that for a second. 16 landed punches total. That's not being competitive at the professional level. That's getting completely dominated by someone operating in a different league entirely. The physical toll wasn't just about damaged pride either. Jake suffered a double broken jaw from the beating and required immediate surgery. This wasn't a competitive fight that went wrong in the final moments. This was exactly the mismatch that boxing professionals predicted from day one. That's when the cameras captured Logan's complete breakdown.
Weights have taken that right hand and only took 1.
I'm just so proud of him. That was incredible. In my view, that was a victory on all fronts.
While Jake was getting carried out of the ring by his corner and medical personnel, Logan absolutely lost it in full view of everyone watching. All that confidence he'd been showing for weeks just vanished into nothing. The tough talk and swagger crumbled instantly. Fight commentators picked up on the shift immediately and started discussing it during the broadcast. This wasn't normal brotherly concern for someone who got hurt. This was visible rage, humiliation, and genuine panic, all rolled together. Logan exploded emotionally in a way that caught viewers completely off guard, and his fury was obvious to everyone. But here's what really stood out. He wasn't angry at Anthony Joshua for doing what fighters do. He was furious at Jake himself. In that raw, unguarded moment caught on every camera, it looked way less like a worried brother scared for his siblings' well-being, and much more like someone suddenly understanding that their entire carefully built public image, their business, their credibility, all of it had just taken catastrophic damage that couldn't be fixed. The expression on his face told the whole story. Pure terror about what happens next.
This YouTuber who's fought Tommy Fury, who's a legit boxer, and, a couple other guys that were legit boxers. That's it. Like everyone else he's fought Ben Askren, who's really a wrestler. He fought Tyron Woodley, who was an elite MMA fighter, but, not an elite boxer.
Public.
The timing in that right hand, just spectacular.
That's stepping in as well.
Over the top. I mean, that was a full force shot to the temple. I mean, he's Fucksville right now.